So guys, welcome to one more wonderful session on Java JDBC. So in last previous sessions, we have seen how you can load your driver class, how you can create a connection towards the database, how you can execute SQL statements, that's the thing about select query, and even I have explained you how you can perform CRUD operations. CRUD operation is nothing but like create, retrieve, update, and delete. C for create, R for retrieve, U for update, and D for delete. So now in today's session, I'll explain you like types of statements. Is it clear? So let me tell you like what are the different interfaces which are used while working with Java JDBC. So it may be like boring for you because I'll be using the same interface names every day, but it is the same interfaces. We have to use it if you want to create a connection, then you have to use an interface called a connection. And once the connection gets created, then you can create statement object on that. So you have to use an interface called statement. And using that statement object, you have to call some methods actually. So before creating connection, you have to load the driver class. So you have to say class dot for name, and you have to use the driver class name. And once if the driver class gets loaded, you have to create the connection by using like connection some object name, and you have to say driver manager dot get connection, and here you have to pass URL, username, and password. So this URL is nothing but the URL of the database where it gets hosted. Then here it is username, and here it's a password. Okay. So in latest versions of Java JDBC, you need not to explicitly load the driver class. So that will get loaded automatically based upon the URL what you are giving. So this is common in what are all the sessions we have learned. What I'll do is I'll just open this Eclipse IDE, and here in this example, I'll teach you execute method in statement interface. We have worked with execute query. We have worked with execute update. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just try to copy this this statement which creates a connection. Instead of writing it again, what I'll do is I'll just copy paste it. So as I said, if you're using latest version of Java, means above Java 6 version onwards, the driver class will get loaded automatically. So I'm not giving that. I'm just directly creating the connection object. And as I said, the get connection method will take 3 parameters. One is your URL, second one is username, and third one is password. So guys, this username and password may change actually based upon the type of database you are using. The URL also may change based upon the database what you are using. So if you are using Oracle database, then the URL will be same. And if you are working with HR login, then username and password you can enter same. Otherwise, it will change. So you have to be very careful while giving this URL, username, as well as password. Now I'll explain to you what is this statement. See, the connection is created, but after creating the connection, you have to execute the SQL statements. So to execute SQL statements, we have to create an object for the statement interface. So statement st equals to con dot, means on the connection object, you will say create statement. Then one statement object will be created. Okay, one statement object will be created. And here what I'll do is I'll just say connection is imported, driver manager class is imported, result set is imported, statement is also imported. Okay, or you can give simply star also, like import java.sql.star. That's also fine. Now let me tell you what is this statement actually. The statement is an interface. Is it clear? The statement is an interface. So like this, how many types of statements are there? If you ask me, then majorly there are three types of statements. First one is the statement, second one is prepaid statement, and third one is callable statements. So we have worked with statement interface in a couple of sessions, but now I want to tell you clearly that the statement interface contains so many methods, but some three important methods we'll focus now. One is execute query. This is mainly used for executing select statements. Okay. And next we have execute update. I think you're aware of that. So what I'll do is I'll keep execute update in the second position. We have worked with execute update. So execute update is used whenever you want to execute some DML statements like insert, update, delete. Is it clear? And there is one more method that is known as execute. So if you want to know more deep about this, then let's try to understand what these methods are going to return and how they behave. Execute method will return true if a result set object is retrieved. Means in this execute, you'll pass some query, and if that query is producing a result set object, then the execute method will return true, otherwise it will return false. Execute update, it is mainly used to execute DML statements, and this execute update will return an integer. The return type of the execute update is integer. The return type of this execute is Boolean actually. Have a look clearly. So this execute update will return the number of statements executed through insert, delete, or update. Like how many rows got impacted or affected when you have used these statements. Okay, an execute query will return the result set object. So the result set object you have to process to display that result onto the console. So I have shown you execute update as well as execute query in a couple of the examples. In today's example, I'll show you how you can work with execute method. Okay, so here I have given one table. You can see here execute methods return type is Boolean actually. Its return type is Boolean. So you can see here, and if the execute method is returning result set, then it will return true, otherwise it will return false. Means if you execute select statement, then it will return true, and if you execute non-select statement, then it will return false actually. So here what I'll do is I'll create a statement object, and once the statement object is created, what I'll do is I'll say st.execute, not execute update or not execute query. I'll simply say execute, and then here I'll say select first underscore name, comma, salary from employees. Is it clear? So this is the SQL query I'm executing. So I'll just get only two columns from this. Okay, I'm just getting only two columns from this. So this execute method is going to return a Boolean value. So here what I'll do is I'll declare one variable with the name flag actually. Is it clear? That is a Boolean type. Now what I have to do is here I'll say if this flag is equal to true. So if the flag is returning true, then it means it is returning a result set. Is it clear? And if it is not true, then it is not returning result set. So you can say like this: if flag equals to false, then you can display message system.out.println no result set found. Okay, and you can say else, and here you can display a message saying that result set found. So once you get the result set, what you have to do is you have to retrieve that result set from the statement object. So you have to say st.get result set. There is a method called result set, and that result set you have to assign it to this interface result set rs equals to st.get result set. Once you get the result set, then while using the while loop, you can say rs.next. The next method will return true if it is having the next record. So what you can do is you can simply say system.out.println rs.get string, because you are retrieving only two columns. Is it clear? So the first column is like name, and you can give some space, and you can say rs.get int of you can say 2. Is it clear? Because your result set will contain only two columns. First column is your first name, second column is salary. So as the name is of string type, I said get string of 1. As the salary is of integer type, I said get int of 2. Okay. So now what you can do is you can just execute this program and check what it gives. It's saying there are some like errors. So let me check where we have that error. So this while is closed properly, else is closed. We have to close the main as well as the class. We have to, yeah. So there is a problem of closing. The bracket is missing. That I have solved. So now can you see? Now can you see here? It is saying that the result set is found. It is saying the result set is found, and it has retrieved all those records. It has retrieved all those records. So it's not only you work with only employees database, you can work with other databases also. So if you want to work with any other databases, and if you want to check actually when it will return false, is it clear? Then what I'll do is I'll take you to SQL command line interface. This is your SQL command line interface. You use connect, and I'll say HR and HR. I got connected to this Oracle database server, and here you can say select star from tab. It will give you a list of all the tables which are available. And can you see there are so many tables are there, and here there is one table with the name student. There is one table with the name student. So what I'll do is I'll say describe. DESC stands for describe. Then I'll say student. It will give you the structure of the student table. See here, ID number, name, age. And here I'll say select star from student. Okay. And it says that there are two records. ID number, name, age. There are two records, 101, 102. Now we'll try to do some changes in the query. We'll try to do some changes. See, it's not only you execute only select statement, you can execute non-select statement also. So here what you can do is, if you say insert into student values, and 103 is one record, okay, and I'll say Sunil is the name, and I'll say 18 years is the age. So this time what I'm doing, I'm inserting one record into the student table. So this execute method will return false this time, because I said execute method will return true only when it is producing a result, means when it is giving result set. Is it clear? Then it will return true, and if it is not giving result set, then it will return false. Means it will return false this time because the execute query, means the execute method is not producing any result set. It is just inserting a record into the database. So here you'll get a message like no result set found. So just run this query and just check it out. See, you got a message like no result set found. Is it clear? Now you can go to Oracle database and check it out. You can go to Oracle database and check it out whether you got the new record inserted into this table or not. So what I'll do is I'll just say forward slash. It means I'm executing the same SQL statement once again. And I'll simply run it. And you'll be surprised to see the third record here. Is it clear? You'll see the third record. Now what you can do is, this time you remove this insert query and give select statement. Select star from student. So when you say select star from student, what it will produce, the execute method will produce result set. And if it is giving result set, then it will return true. And if the returning value is true, then it will go to else part. In else part, it will say that result set is found. And our SQL statement is giving 3 columns actually. Is it clear? I said select star from the student. So what I'll do is rs dot get int of 1. The first column, is it clear, is the ID number. Second column is the name. And third column is, I'll change it to 2. This one, string. And this one, I'll just change it to 3. So first one is integer because it is ID number. Second one is name, so it is string. Third one is yes, so again it is integer. Okay, so simply run this query and see, run this program and see what you are getting. You will get a message like result set is found. You will get a message like result set is found, and you will see that it has produced, it has displayed the records what you have stored in the previous run actually. So previously it has 2 records and you have inserted 1 record. So guys, this is about using the execute method. And in this execute method, I have shown you one select statement, like one time one select statement, other time like non-select statement, like insert command. And we have seen this clearly. So hope you got clarity on this. And once you have worked up to now, then in the next session, I'll explain you how you can work with prepared statements. Till now, we have seen working with statement interface. And in statement interface, we have covered with like majority of the important functions like execute query, execute update, get result set. And in the next session, I'll explain you when to work with prepared statements. So wait for the next session and don't miss it. Thank you so much, guys.